So it's getting to that point where even long-standing Bitcoin OGs, apparently OGs, can't deny that XRP is going to a higher price. Every time I do that, you know what it reminds me of? Anybody ever watch ECW way back in the day? They had a guy there, his name was Sabu, and he would always point up. Yeah, it's going higher. It's not financial advice, but this article here on the cryptobasic.com is titled Longstanding Bitcoin OG says XRP is closer to what? Is closer to $10 than we think. Wait a minute. Don't say we. I don't put a cap on XRP. Never have. Now, I don't proclaim to know how high it's going to go, but I just know it's going there. Yeah, a little higher. Let's scroll down here and see what they're talking about. So it says this. In a recent tweet, Lucky. I like that name. I've been feeling a little lucky myself, although I don't believe in luck. For every effect, there is a cause. And for every cause, there is a B cause, if you want to put it that way. But let's keep going. A prominent crypto figure, a self-proclaimed Bitcoin OG, expressed optimism about the future of XRP, arguing that its price is closer to $1 or $10. Oh, I see what you did, article writer. I'll take either one right now. Truth be told, and we read some articles recently where we had some experts from reputable companies that were saying that, hey, it could hit $1, go a little bit above that towards the beginning of 2024. We'll see if that happens or not. Nobody has a crystal ball. I'll take it if it does that. So this is closer to $1 or $10 than most enthusiasts envisage. And a lot of my people say that too. They say, oh, we're close to, going much higher very soon, right? They don't put a long timeline on it. Me, I'm more of a let's wait and see. Let's go by catalyst type of individual. That's just my way. Everybody has their own way. But let's go here. It says the Bitcoin proponent Lucky, with 2.2 million followers on Twitter, X, highlighted the various factors that formed the foundation of his optimistic outlook on XRP. It included Ripple's operational progress and projects on the XRP ledger. This is what I've been saying all along. Everything that these builders on the XRP are doing, including Ripple. A lot of people, I don't know what's going on. It's like they want to take Ripple out of the equation. But what they've been doing is significant as well, right? They bring a lot to the table. It says XRP is close to $1 or $10. Next section. Lucky noted that XRP recorded notable double-digit percentage gains from its August dip. According to him, the reasons for the resurgence are discernible amid several pivotal efforts. I think we know what those are, but let's see if we can get, if there's any more he wants to say here. It says, meanwhile, Lucky commended the Ripple team for their unwavering commitment to the XRP community. All right, so we're going to stop there with that article. Let's move on here. We have a lot to get through. A lot. Did you see all the news that's happening today? Listen, I'm still getting over the common cold, but I've been doing real good. Lots of vitamins, lots of water, feeling a little bit better. Just a lot of head congestion. You know what I mean? But there was such big news today. I was like, hey, I got to make a members only video. There were some big events occurring. I hope you saw that. If not, I'll see you over there in the members only section, probably later tonight or tomorrow morning. All right, I'll be posting that video. This article here is on u.today and it's titled BitTrue Unveils Thrilling News for the XRP Community. So let's find out what's going on over there at BitTrue. It's a Singapore-based crypto exchange. BitTrue has unveiled what might seem like exciting news for the XRP community. In a tweet, BitTrue announced its support for the upcoming Zahao, if that's how you pronounce it, Zahao network, the smart contract sidechain within the XRPL community. BitTrue announces an upcoming listing for XAH, my apologies, tongue twister. This is the native token of the new Zahao platform. In line with its support for the upcoming chain, it also mentions an upcoming mint event. It says BitTrue's dedication to the XRP ledger ecosystem is reflected in its continuous support for all newly introduced coins, features, and platforms. All right, look, if it's beneficial to XRP, that's all I care about. Period. If it's not beneficial to XRP, then I'm not concerned at all. It says that's just my angle. says in late August, XRPL Labs participated in the joint launch of the Zhahao white paper alongside Evernote, Alloy Network, and others. In October 21st tweet, Evernote provided an update that the Zhahao network launch was not far away, with a milestone of the Hooks V3 audit reached. All right, so more positive things happening for the XRPL. Let's move on here to this next article. It's from the CryptoPotato.com, and it is titled Atato forms strategic integration with Chronos Chain and XRP Ledger for digital asset custody. Every day we're getting massive news. Atato forms strategic integration with Chronos Chain. Digital asset custodian Atato announced a strategic integration with Chronos Chain and XRP Ledger. The main objective of the partnership is to make a substantial influence through its innovative Bring Your Own Chain BYOC feature. The integration is expected to boost both the DeFi and GameFi sectors while simultaneously strengthening the XRP Ledger's role in the blockchain ecosystem. It says BYOC is a custody solution that facilitates the easy integration of any blockchain with just a single click. The broader goal is a future where multiple blockchains coexist seamlessly. Ooh, they make me want to cover something so bad that I have for the members only section. I'm looking at the article just to make sure I got it correctly. Oh yeah. Listen, I'm telling you, we're winning. I'm telling you, we're in a great position right now. Just my humble opinion. It's not financial advice. You make up your own mind once you get the information and you do your own research. Then you make up your own mind about that. But we're in a really good position. I'll just say that. Commenting on the development of Atato's co-founder, Guillaume Lassant, highlighted the growing demand for users to secure their tokens over multiple chains and control them one simple user interface. The exec added that this demand has surged notably with the proliferation of several layer 1s, layer 2s, and subnets within various ecosystems. Yeah, there's a reason why they're putting this information out right now. There's a reason why they're doing this right now. I'm telling you, it coincides with other big announcements that came out the last 2 days or 3 days. If you've been staying on top of things, don't worry, we're going to go over it. So now let's move on from there. And let's move over here to this article, back to the CryptoBasic.com, and it is titled, Top Analysts Say, Do Not Trade XRP If You Want to Make Money. What? As if I was going to trade my XRP? Oh, don't worry. I have a plan, an immaculate plan. But it does entail XRP going to a higher price. CryptoBasic.com, top analyst says, do not trade XRP if you want to make money. Like, well, firstly, I mean, are you giving financial advice? That's number one. Number two, everybody pretty much does what they want to do. Number three, I really believe that the people that are left here are hardcore XRP people. Whether they claim they love XRP or they hate XRP or they make money going up or they make money going down, whichever way it is, they are hardcore XRP supporters. You know, so I don't really think that message is necessary, to be quite honest. But anyway, this is what it says. XRP has seen increased trading activity in the last 24 hours. The crypto market participants exchanging nearly $2 billion worth of XRP. Notably, the XRP trading represents an over 190% surge in activity. This has catalyzed XRP's cumulative 7-day gains to above 11% while trading at 54 cents. Amid this favorable performance, top analysts have cautioned that it may be too early to profit from the recent little gains in XRP. Well, it depends, right? So, I mean, some swing traders and day traders, they don't care. They have it programmed. They're going to just keep scraping and scraping. I forgot what they call that. But they're just going to keep scraping money off the top, you know. And usually day traders and swing traders are very, very well diversified. They tend to be a little bit different than investors, where a lot of investors, surprisingly, a lot of investors only have their capital in one main asset, maybe 2-3 tops. But a lot of people, and I was shocked about this years ago when I started learning this, have their capital in one asset. So, you know, but it's not that way with day traders and swing traders, so they don't have to worry about how small the gains are. If it's a gain, they're going to take it, right? And they're going to make the best out of that. They're good at that. They're very good at what they do. So it depends. But it says, Next section says, don't trade XRP if you like making money. Okay. In a recent post, market analyst Income Sharks with 434,000 X followers. Why do they always mention how many followers people have? Like, I don't see the significance of that. It's either you're saying something that's potent, in my humble opinion, or you're not. That's how I feel. Like, are they trying to indicate that if somebody had, let's say, 100 followers, that they don't get covered? Probably not, right? Like, I guess when people write articles, I'm going to assume they're trying to appeal to that body of followers or something, and then use that as like a justification for covering that information, to say like, hey, this is a potent piece of information because it comes from a person with this many followers. Like, I don't, for me, that doesn't matter. It's like, okay, is the information that you're providing significant? That's how I feel. You know, is it useful? Anyway, just a random thought, but let's keep going. It says, these people counsel XRP holders against parting ways with their holdings too early. Okay, I mean, look, some people have bills to pay, and they have to sell that XRP. Some people have hospital bills, or they have a medical situation going on. Some people have children in college. They might have to move some of that capital. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, who's to know these individual circumstances? I keep that in mind. Like, I keep that in mind, you know. Anyway, that's just my thoughts, my humble thoughts. Income Sharks argue that the coming cycle would be bullish. I agree with that. Yeah, 100%. But like I said, I think a lot of people who are moving things don't have a choice. And once again, I understand there's day traders and swing traders as well. And there's a lot of investors who are going to be becoming day traders and swing traders. That goes back and forth. But if they do that, I think it's mainly because they need capital right now, and they can't wait for the future. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, let's move on to another article here, but I get what they're saying. And yes, I do expect the next cycle to be extremely bullish. So I don't disagree with that. So now we're moving over here to Investopedia.com with an article titled, Will Interest Rates Go Even Higher? I think they will. Maybe if not this time, because they may hold steady this time. I think they're definitely going higher in the future. Listen, the Fed is going to break something. They've done a lot of damage already. The way that they've gone about this has been, in my humble opinion, absolutely wrong. This is why you're seeing rapid deflation. You're seeing layoffs left and right. You're seeing people live off of credit card debt. And then the Fed says everything's okay. Consumers are spending. Then they max out their credit cards, and then they start doing all this overtime, mandatory overtime, extra time. They pretend like that doesn't exist for the holiday season. They say, well, look, see, everything's still going good. And it's like, no, it's not. Any real economist, any real financial expert knows that it's not okay. Things are going very bad, right? So they do that. So there's been did I already say there's been a massive amount of layoffs that they're keeping quiet? People are getting laid off left and right. Not only that, but they're paying people less. Wage growth slowed down a while ago. But what's been happening also? See, I like this part of the video. We start to get the real serious grown folks business. But wage growth slowed down a long time ago. But what's been happening as of recent? They're paying people less. That's right. Remember, they were paying people more. Now they're paying people less. If you switch that job, you're probably going to get paid less. And they've been punishing job hoppers. You're a job hopper. They're going to make it very difficult for you to get another job. That's number one. That's one way they're punishing job hoppers. And then also they're paying people less than before. So now not only do you have to deal with skyrocketing inflation, because remember, in that core CPI numbers, they don't include energy and food. This is like boom, 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 boom. My God. Why? How do you not include things that are the most devastating to people? You see the people complaining all over the place about their affordability of living. They can't afford the food that they used to. You see this all over TikTok. All these, if you follow like the financial channels and stuff. Now, also, in addition to that, it's like, this is why I'm telling you, something's already broken. They're going to do more damage. And as they do more damage, did you see that? Well, did you see the post that I made in the members only section last night? There was a post. It's not a video. It's a post. I should look at that post. They're going to cause a lot of damage. And then what's that going to result in? How do they fix everything? Tell me that, folks. How do they fix everything? Every time. Right. So they've also, I believe, irreparably damaged the housing market. This is what I've been trying to like convey on the other channel. Is like, I don't know if some people understand that. And that's why I cover like the tiny house information, because I'm like, the only way that they can float that idea of, hey, live in a shed, hey, buy this $2,000, $5,000 shed and then make it into this tiny home. They're floating the idea. Some people might not know why I harp on that. It's because it is a sign that the housing market has been irreparably damaged. And I think you're going to be looking at, and we read an article like this recently, where prices, everything is higher for longer. Higher mortgage rates, higher house costs. And it's like, sure, if the people want to sell it at a loss, they can, but who's going to do that? And not only that, you have more people than ever that are going to be holding on to their homes, even though if they want to get rid of them, because they have 2 to 3% mortgage rates. Why in the heck would you sell that only to go into a higher mortgage rate? No. So, I mean, look, there's going to be a lot of chaos. This is what I'm seeing. For longer. Now, people could disagree with that, but I'm going by all the information that's put out there by Fannie Mae and all these other, expert companies. This is all the Fed's doing. Now, you pair that with what the U.S., the absolutely insane U.S. Treasury is doing, where it's complete market manipulation. They know this. They know this. So if you're going to keep treasury yields higher, and you see that the markets keep selling off in order to force you to raise treasury yields, at some point you got to stop to say, wait a minute, we're going too far. They're manipulating us. Let's stop for a moment, maybe keep things locked in for a while, because if we keep raising things out, we're going to irreparably harm all markets. Maybe not irreparably, but over the long term, markets will be harmed if people do come back for those treasuries, because that's going to cause a massive liquidity drain. We've already seen numerous small liquidity drains, right? And they themselves said they were concerned about that, but yet they continue forward anyway. So, I mean, listen, I do believe the Fed is going to go higher in the future. I don't know if it's going to be this next time. Let's look at these bullet points here. It says, first bullet point, the Federal Reserve is widely expected to hold its key interest rate steady for a second meeting in a row. All right, on Wednesday. Investors will closely watch the words of Fed Chair Jerome Powell when he speaks in a press conference Wednesday afternoon for hints about the Fed's willingness to raise interest rates at future meetings. Next bullet point, the Fed's campaign of anti-inflation interest rate hikes has pushed up borrowing costs for all kinds of loans, including mortgages, credit cards, and auto loans. Let me tell you something. Listen, they have done a lot of damage to small businesses. I told people this was going to happen a year and a half ago, and it's been confirmed this year because, listen, a lot of businesses, medium and small, rely on lending to expand. Well, lending has been tightened, so where are they going to get that money from? So in an economy where the people already don't have money to be spending on a bunch of nonsense, and for anyone that says, wait, they said that the economy is doing well because of consumer spending, that's credit cards and that's overtime. That doesn't last forever. Credit cards is almost a done deal. They've maxed them out. This is what the data shows. And then on top of that, mandatory overtime, extra time, overtime, all that stuff like that only lasts to about the end of the holiday season. Or the end of peak season. You want to be real, end of peak season. So then that comes to it. And so then what happens then? Things don't look so good at that time. So I'm not trying to believe in illusions. I'm trying to think with a clear mind to see the landscape of what actually is there. Naked. All right. So then we make better decisions based on the truth and not what we want to believe. Right. So anyway, so when they're talking about loans, it's the first thing I think about is, wait, small businesses. I was out there today and I was driving around and I was pointing out to somebody, there was a building that they've been trying to move for a while. Like, oh, there's retail space here. And I was like, no, you're not going to sell that. Nobody's going to buy that in that location, in that area. That type of moving of property is going to be very, very difficult. Now, I will say this, and I didn't read this article. I just saw the headline. I have it saved. There was an article came out the other day. It was something about the White House. This is how bad it's gotten. And listen, anytime the government steps in, you better be concerned because they don't know what they're doing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They don't. With all due respect, they just don't. All right. And I've dealt with a lot of different people throughout my time. Brilliant people. All right. Some of us have built together. Some of us have debated. And I'm telling you, when it comes to political figures, a lot of them just don't. They're not sharp when it comes to economics. They're not sharp when it comes to finances. So that concerns me when they step in. But anyway, and I mean that with no disrespect. That's my actual analysis of my encounters with these individuals. So now, there was an article where it said the White House was going to step in to try to come up with a remedy for commercial real estate. That's how bad it is. We'll see what they're going to propose doing. But I'm telling you, it never ends well. So anyway, let's go here. It says all eyes are on the Federal Reserve Wednesday meeting for hints that we know. Let's scroll down here. Policymakers at the central bank are widely expected to hold the Fed's influential Fed funds rate steady when they meet next Wednesday, maintaining the pressure that's pushed typical 30-year mortgage rates up to within a hair's breadth of 8%. And car loan interest to the point where payments over $1,000 a month are becoming commonplace. Now, it's been interesting. I'm gonna tell you, it's been interesting. As I've been out there in the world, I've been seeing more and more people, and I think they're wise, riding on motorcycles, riding on scooters, things like that, electric, and not just the traditional gas scooters, but like those electric scooters where I hate that they're both called scooters. One you sit down is more like a motorcycle, and the other one you're standing up, but it's electric and it still moves at a good speed because they're cooking on those roads. I'm gonna tell you right now. But people are beginning to adjust, but it's like how much adjustment can be made? A lot of these people have families and such. You know, I think there's a lot of younger people that are taking the whole scooter, motorcycle, electric scooter route. But I will say, you have families and stuff like that. You're going to need vehicles, right? So, and not everybody has like these electric vehicles. You know, so I mean, listen, people are trying to cut costs in every possible way. Right? I'm thinking gas. I'm thinking monthly payments. They're trying to cut costs in every possible way. That's why I'm thinking pieces. Most of you know that. So it says FOMC opted to keep its rate unchanged when it last met in September after raising it to a range of 5.25% to 5.50% in July. All right. So now let's move on here to a nice article. This one here is from investorplace.com. And it is titled Top 3. I'm impressed. I'm surprised. I usually don't agree with Investor Place on a lot of things. But it says 3 cryptocurrencies destined to be the next Bitcoin. That's going a little far. That's pretty powerful stuff. Let's see who they say it is. So here it is. It says these cryptos to buy have the potential to become the next Bitcoin. And I'm going to tell you, the first one, I agree 100%. I like the second one as well. Does this not tell you we make good picks here? It says this. These cryptocurrencies have Bitcoin-like longevity and returns in store for investors. First one up, guess what it is? Quant. I'm telling you, people don't get it. Where was it at today? Was it at 106? It was at 107 the other day. Oh, it holds so well. Quant. It says Quant is building several important pieces of functionality. And you know what's scary? The people will never see Quant coming. It's not a very popular coin. It's not discussed a lot. I don't see it discussed almost anywhere. Except maybe in the past, it was discussed greatly on YouTube. I don't know if they discuss on YouTube anymore. I don't watch too much YouTube anymore. But mainstream wise, Quant is not popular. It's going to come out of nowhere. And by the time the people get to it, it'll already be at a high price. That's how I look at it. Next one. You know, I like this coin right here. Hedera H bar. It says enterprise opportunities are what fintech and crypto are going to be made of. So already the first two, we holding a ton of it. We're holding a lot of those coins. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But you already know I love those. Those are bank coins. And third, let me dust myself off for a moment. Third, one of our original utility coins, Cardano ADA. I'm telling you, they know. They're starting to tell. They're telling. Cardano is taking the unsexy route to crypto development. That's all they're going to say. What? That's it? All right, I guess. I don't know. I just know I think it has a bright future. I do. So anyway, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good article there, in my humble opinion. So now, let's cover a little bit of this banking news here to show that the banking system continues its downward trajectory. This one here is from the dailyhodl.com and it's titled $100 billion in deposits exit U.S. banking system in 3 weeks. As Fed survey says, banks face financial stability risks. People are not ready. They're not. And they're not going to see it coming. I don't know when. I just know if they don't solve these problems, if they don't deploy the new financial system within the next year or two, these banks are in trouble. And I think a lot of them are going down next year. I really do. A lot of them are going to collapse. They're in so much trouble. It's unbelievable. I don't trust them with my capital whatsoever. It says, and it's funny. There was an article that came out and I can't remember who it was. It came out maybe last week and there was somebody, they were maybe a billionaire or something like that. And they were saying how they didn't trust the banks. And people were acting shocked about it. Like, no, like, why would you be shocked at that when the banks are doing terrible, right? They're doing really, really bad. Anyway, it says people and businesses are withdrawing billions of dollars in deposits from U.S. banks as a new survey details concern on the state of the financial sector. Yeah. See, and because people are becoming smarter. They're becoming wiser. They're getting their news from a lot of alternative sources that are telling them the truth. And then the people are going and investigating. Oh, let's not forget. I want to clap it up for all the people that have been calling the banks. Yeah, people have been calling the banks, checking up on their bank's health. And when they're getting that information, because a lot of them are going on the websites as well and getting those data sheets, and they're saying, what is going on here? Something isn't right. Oh, yeah. And they've been reading that fine print, too. Bail-ins and all that stuff. So they don't like that. And this is why that report came out in the summer saying that, how did they phrase it? But people's feelings towards the banks were at an all-time low, and negativity towards the banks was at an all-time high. That's what the report has said, right? We covered the article here. If people took the opportunity, they could have screenshot that, pulled that up. A lot of people do that. As soon as I show the article, they go pull the article up and they save it. You know, it makes it very easy to continue to talk about these things sometimes in retrospect, right? But anyway, it says the latest numbers on the Federal Reserve Economic Data System, FRED, show that deposits in all U.S. commercial banks suffered a $100 billion decline in 3 weeks, from 17.38 trillion on September 27th down to 17.28 trillion on October 18th. All right, so now let's move on here. I have 2 articles. I may have to just post these articles in the members only section so I can keep this video a little bit shorter. Let's get to some gold news. We'll end off here with a little bit of gold news, and then I'm going to get to that members only video. Let's see if it'll pop up here. We have a lot going on with gold. Now, the articles we're skipping, one was titled Wells Fargo says an American CBDC. Oh, wow. Wow. We should not skip that article. We really, really shouldn't. Wow. Okay, I'm going to give this to you. Now, see, this is an article I usually will put in the members only section. I'm going to give it to you here. Why not? It's from the dailyhodl.com. We'll end off on this one. We'll save the gold news for another time. It says, I should have put this first. All right, let me know if you made it to this final chapter. Wells Fargo says an American CBDC could be designed, approved, and launched in 3 to 5 years. Why are they saying that? Why are they saying that? They know something. They're excited. They're in on something. There's no other reason for them to say these things. It says strategist at Wells Fargo subsidiary. And listen, let me pause there. Wells Fargo needs this if they were in on it. They're doing worse than most other banks. Look it up. Type Wells Fargo problems in Google and look up what's been going on. The most recent articles, they've been in a lot of trouble lately. They need it. But anyway, it says strategists at Wells Fargo subsidiary think the U.S. could design and release a central bank digital currency within the next 5 years. In a new report, Wells Fargo advisors, head of real asset strategy, John LaForge, so we have a name, and investment strategy analyst Mason Mendez said that the U.S. is studying the potential of a CBDC after the president signed an executive order authorizing the Federal Reserve to begin looking into CBDC technology. It says, quote, we suspect it will be some years before a U.S. CBDC is designed, approved, and used. Our best guess will be 3 to 5 years. Why do we keep hearing 3 to 5 years? We heard it before. We're hearing it now. We're already 2 years into one of those timelines, right? So that would leave 3 years left if we went to the max. Anyway, it says the release of FedNow, a new fast payments program launched in July 2023, might give us some clues on the timeline, though. Wait, once again, if you didn't see that last members only video, check it out. Oh, yeah, check it out. That'll be interesting hearing what I just read. The Fed formally started studying the potential of FedNow in September 2013, nearly 10 years before its release. While we are not expecting the CBDC release to take 10 years, we do believe it could be a few more years before a final design is reached. Either way, we're going to dominate. They can't get around the truth that the new financial system moves everything. This is why, if you look at FedNow, they're relying heavily on alternative financial rails in order to move everything. They just want to be in charge. That's why they have all those other companies that can interlink with FedNow and run everything for the different banks, right? You have a lot of bank coin associated companies waiting on the sidelines that can also interlink, right? Like Volante. Why? We're going to dominate. And if they have to come up with a CBDC, you think they're going to run all those infrastructures? No, all those infrastructures will be customized. They have to go through the private sector. Who's the private sector? Who's dominant there? Us? Who? Well, we'll discuss that more another time. It says the Wells Fargo advisors, analysts say that debate over a potential U.S. CBDC will only continue to increase. Quote, CBDCs are programmable, which means they have the potential to be tracked, monitored, and shut down by authorities. I told you that's what they wanted the whole time. They're going to do it. They can't keep their hands off that kind of power. And there's nothing that's going to stop them. Now, all the complaining in the world is not going to stop them. We will profit off of them. Then you do what you want. It says not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. I got to say that. Quote, potential, unquote, is the operative word, as the technology is flexible and can be designed to be privacy friendly, too. Right. And that's the pathway we really think that they're going to take. One more. No. That's not the way they typically work. While clearly no formal CBDC design has been set, many elected officials have begun to voice their concerns over personal privacy. Not that that's going to matter. I mean, listen, they always have two faces. They're the one they show the public and the one they have in private, right? So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.